Well, hello, beautiful. You are watching straight from the doctor's desk with me, Dr. Andrea Purcell. Here at the clinic, we specialize in menopause medicine, help all women struggling with health and hormonal issues regain their health using natural therapies. It's so you can stop surviving, start thriving, and get back to that life that you love. Women's health is not just physical. It is mental, it's emotional, and it is spiritual. And it's all wrapped up into one beautiful and messy package. So since this is the month of love, we are talking about shifting thoughts so that we can bring more love into our life, into our days, into our daily practice. Henry Lindlar, known as the father of natural medicine, writes that health is the normal, harmonious vibration of all of the elements and forces comprising the human entity on the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual planes of being. So today, our conversation revolves around gratitude and the ability of gratitude to change our mental, emotional, spiritual outlooks, and how to put a gratitude practice into place. So you're not wanting to miss this because your soul is dyed the color of your thoughts. So dyed, D-Y-E-D, as in stained. So I'm going to repeat it. Your soul is dyed the color of your thoughts. So in today's conversation, we're talking about gratitude, the science of it, the practice of it, how we are happier and more content when we bring gratitude into our lives. Because in our search for continual improvement, right, on a day-to-day basis, it can be easy to overlook the good stuff or the things that are working well. And we need to remind ourselves to look for the good as a means to elevate our overall vibration, right? Because we're spiritual beings. And I call this gratitude training. Because gratitude isn't really or just merely positive thinking. It's having a deep appreciation for life in all its forms. It really is an emotional state and an attitude towards life that is a source of strength for us in enhancing our day-to-day existence, so it's not mundane, and in the relationships that we have and we cultivate. So if your soul is dyed the color of your thoughts, let me ask you, what color is your soul today? I'm really hoping it's a high frequency color like purple or violet, or a loving frequency like pink, or a healing frequency like green. Think healing thoughts, green light. Think loving thoughts, pink light. Think negative thoughts. It's a gray, brackish, muted light. You get the picture. So gratitude has the way to change the way that we view the world, bringing us more good stuff, joy, health, satisfaction. It helps us see it as an internal journey through a lens of positivity and contentment. So really, gratitude is at the core of every major spiritual tradition. You may have heard, in all things give thanks, or something to that effect. Lao Tzu, the Chinese philosopher, states, be content with what you have, rejoice in the way things are, and when you realize that there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. So the word gratitude is derived from the Latin word gratia, which translates as grace. So there is a divine law of grace that we live under here on planet Earth. Maybe you've heard of it. I consider grace to be a silent healer. So what is this divine law of grace all about? It is first to recognize that you and I were born under the law of grace. And from this place, there's an inner knowing that we have that all things work together for your good. So under the law of grace, we know that the best outcome of any situation will always prevail, even if it's not our way. And because we have free will, the divine question in any circumstance really comes down to choice. Should I tackle this situation with my lower self, which tends to be fear-based, or with my higher self, which tends towards love? So when I first entered naturopathic school, I had a seasoned doctor of 25 years as my mentor. And the very first book that she recommended that I embraced was not a medical text, but it was a self-help book in restructuring my thoughts. And I remember it clearly, really, to this very day. And the title was Love is Letting Go of Fear. So for you and I each day, we have to remind ourselves of that. It's a game of life. In any situation we have, it's a choice. Am I going to pour light into this situation, or am I going to take light away? Because light really is a conscious state of grace. And why do we light candles? Well, to connect with the divine light. So as we recognize that light and gratitude both have a vitalizing or energizing effect on the mind, body, and the spirit. So things we can say to ourselves are, I am sitting in the light. I am an instrument for light. This whole thing here is a game of light. How do I want to play the game? So something that I do for myself each day is to take a daily walk, a mile or two, depending on how much time I have. And I pay attention to everything around me in nature and the outside world. The bird song, the weeds growing up through the cracks in the sidewalk, the rustling of wind in the leaves, the color of the sky, buds on the trees, flowers, fruits, the everyday miracles just sitting there all around me. The author Robert Holden calls this going out into the holy church of noticing. And I've come to find that this practice for me is just helps remind me of all the good that is happening and unplug from the fear. And it helps me, love the world, love it as it is, and just surrender to that. So we can just simply ask in a silent prayer, how can I be an instrument of light? How can I be an instrument of love? How can I be an angel in the world today? How can I be an angel for someone in my life today? And there's a lot of science behind gratitude enhancing mental health and to have long-lasting healing properties. It promotes feelings of love, tenderness towards people, life experiences. And in one PubMed article, there was a study done on letter writing. Taking the time to write a thank you note has been shown to benefit those with mental health challenges for both the writer and the receiver. And people in the study who participated in gratitude letter writing showed behavioral increases in demonstrating gratitude, but also in the prefrontal cortex of the brain, lasting effects for up to 3 months. So how do we practice gratitude? Well, starting a gratitude practice is freely available to you. You can start it right now. It's just about rejoicing in the gifts and the wonders of life. Simply pay attention to what is going on well in your life. And it's also recognizing that painful situations are teachers and part of our spiritual development. Writing can be more powerful than simply thinking thoughts of gratitude. So one of the things is you could just write down 3 things that you're grateful for each day. Write it on a coffee shop napkin. Shove it in your purse for later. Another thing I like to offer is you can start a gratitude jar, for you or your family, where you write down, things you're grateful for on small slips of paper. And then once a week, you pull out a couple of them and you read from the jar so the whole family can listen in. And a gratitude jar just encourages each member of the family to practice positive thinking, and it just counteracts feelings of jealousy, resentment, and comparison. So when you add gratitude techniques into your day, it helps boost your self-esteem and those around you. Because joy is not situational. I'm going to be happy one day. Lasting joy is found on the inside, not the outside. That's because joy has a lot to do with our attitudes. And joy is the result of choosing joy. Transformation is an inside job. And in natural medicine, I like to say that we work together to help increase health on the inside so that it shines through to the outside. So all of you gets an up leveling. I'm so enjoyed our conversation today. I hope that you have as well. Your well-being journey just starts with taking a daily shower in wellness and goodness. You could subscribe here. You won't miss out on any of the info. And if you like this post, you can check me out on the web at www.drandreapurcell.com. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I am wishing you well.